Jesus Christ, these videos are getting further and further apart. Anyways, today's topic, we're talking about more anime coochie. And I can say without a shred of doubt in my body that this anime is painful. And it all really stems from this guy. I'd like to introduce you to Kazuya, a 21-year-old college student who, in the middle of introducing himself, gets dumped by his girlfriend. The only thing he really had going for him. Literally. Kazuya, in the first episode, we see him get dumped by this girl, Mami, who deserves to be thrown into the depths of Hades for everything she's done. Just know, Mami is a bitch, and she deserves to be thrown into a dumpster with the rest of her kind. Now back to Kazuya. Someone I had to force myself to watch bumble around for 12 episodes. There is no exaggeration when I tell you just how agonizing it is to watch Kazuya make consistently bad decisions over and over again for the course of one whole season. Like, how are you going to be so down bad that you spend money on a fake girlfriend, then in the same episode yell at her on some high horse after reading reviews from other guys she's been on dates with, saying, "This isn't real, we're complete strangers"? No fucking shit! You're dropping 40,000 yen to go on a single date with this chick! The only saving grace that Rent-A-Girlfriend has is
gotta know exactly who you are. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. No.
Never in any of my viewing experiences have I ever wanted to punch a character more than I do Kazuya. I've watched Rising of the Shield Hero. I've watched Sword Art Online. I've watched Sho Tucker turn his daughter into a fucking borker. And none of them have elicited this kind of anger in me than Kazuya. This fucking guy is the penultimate embodiment of the word disappointment. Him and his family even agree. His one motivation in life is coochie. And you just can't help but feel bad for Mizuhara. She has to deal with this spineless, pathetic, and all-around sack of shit for an hour on every Wednesday, and still somehow gets involved with him outside of those days too. Like, this has to be some form of cruel and unusual punishment by God. I've seen this girl get roped into multiple uncomfortable situations because of this guy, and I can't help but ask myself, when does it just become not worth it? She's witnessed him make a complete and utter fool of himself at the aquarium, take every insult at him thrown at him by Mami to the point where she had to step in and speak on his behalf, and now getting roped into Kazuya's antics when she doesn't want to be involved at all. Take a look. Kazuya is in the restroom. Ichinose shows up at the door. Now watch, she literally closed the door because she saw who was inside. And then Kazuya pulls her into the restroom with him. What the actual fuck are you doing? And since Kazuya can only form a thought with one brain cell that he has access to, he didn't think about the implications of two people in a restroom together until the very last moment. And guess who decides to pull up? Mami. When she shows up, it practically forces Ichinose to go into girlfriend mode, as Kazuya says, so that no one suspects that Ichinose and Mizuhara are the same girl, which, for some reason, apparently obeys the laws of Superman rules, where just a fucking pair of glasses on your face and you're basically a whole other person. This episode in particular is different from the ones I've seen before, because we actually get a glimpse of a Kazuya that has a spine. His friend Kibe is basically calling him a fucking idiot and a damn fool for trying to break things off with Chizuru because Mami decided to pull some devious shit on Kazuya. Kazuya, however, actually managed to garner some respect from me. It only took 4 fucking episodes to get here, though. This small act of standing up for himself did garner some respect from me, but that does not negate everything he's done up to this point. like lying to his grandma, consistently involving Mizuhara in clearly uncomfortable situations, linking his meat to pictures of his ex, allowing that same ex to absolutely slander you in front of your friends and your rental girlfriend, and being just a doo-doo butter character all around. I cannot stress just how much of a chore Rent-A-Girlfriend is to sit through if you have even a shred of self-respect for yourself. Let me ask you a fucking question real quick. Do you remember the first time you were crushing hard on a person? You saw them for the first time and you just couldn't stop thinking about them? Like something out of a love story, an over-encompassing feeling that you are just absolutely head over heels for this person. Yeah, Kazuya realized he liked Chizuru while beating his fucking meat to the thought of him and his ex getting back together and sealing the deal. How fucking romantic, right? I literally had to force myself to get through this godforsaken anime, and I revel in the fact that if this video does well, I'll have to sit through season 2. In these 12 episodes, I can remember 2 things that Kazuya did that gained a shred of respect from me. One was saving Chizuru after she fell off a boat, and 2 was when he stood up for himself on the beach. Other than that, he is just a fucking garbage bin in human form, and that is putting it nicely. One other thing I noticed was how Rent-A-Girlfriend has something called non-plot. And once you notice it, it's hard not to unnotice it. Characters just don't develop, and when it looks like they do, they really don't. The story goes nowhere, and at the very end of it all, you take a good hard look at all the characters you've met in this anime, and you end up feeling like Eren Yeager in Season 4 when he talks to Mikasa at the table. And that's exactly the feeling I have towards Rent-A-Girlfriend after finally watching it. I hate it. I've always hated it.
Mikasa, お前が大嫌いだった。
Rent-A-Girlfriend was such a struggle to get through, going from Domestic Girlfriend to this fucking slow-motion plane crash in the form of a 12-episode anime. Hear me out. The characters in Domestic Girlfriend are actually well-written and believable to a certain extent. Again, to an extent. You see what drives these characters to make decisions and the consequences of their choices, and it's compelling to watch what the fuck kind of bullshit is gonna happen next. But when it comes to Rent-A-Girlfriend, these characters are surface level and poorly written, doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of what's wrong with it. Kazuya's only motivation is to get laid. Chizuru wants to become an actress. Mami is there to be Mami, and Ruka wants to date Kazuya because reasons, I guess. If you like Rent-A-Girlfriend, that's totally fine in my book, but Kazuya is just such a dog shit character. I just hate him. You get better characters to root for watching 2 raindrops race each other on a car window than in this anime. Kazuya is a terrible main character and is absolutely deserving of the title top tier trash, period. I'm terrible with outros and uploading and other stuff. All I want to say is just how thankful I am for those of you who have stuck around this long and got me to 336 subs at the time of making this video. Seriously, I'm really appreciative of all you guys for being so patient with me, and I can't thank you enough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some spice to read up on. See you guys next time.